The movie begins as a man and a woman are speaking and bantering about New Year's resolution, just a few hours before a countdown with slow classical music in the background. Savannah is driving in her car to Phoenix, stating how the men in Denver are all dead, and that she expects to get better men in the new town. Bernardine is with her 2 kids, making a list of the things she has to get done throughout the day. Frustrated, Robin is walking past a group of men who are gaping at her as she thinks about why she always picks the wrong guys to fall in love with. Gloria is walking out of the supermarket, complaining why Tarek, her son, has to spend New Year's Eve with his friends drunk and not with her at home. On New Year's Day, Savannah is in her hotel room getting ready for her blind date, listing all her ex-boyfriends and asking God for some explanation of the prayer she did about getting a decent man. She was in deep thought when her phone rang. She left the room saying she'll call her mom in the morning. Bernie is getting ready, thinking that she doesn't feel like going to these boring affairs as her husband John asks her if she would be disappointed if they don't go. He tells her strongly that he is leaving her for his other lady, and everyone must know the truth. He tries to assure her by saying he will take care of the kids and she can keep the house, but she gets mad at him for wasting her years and leaving her for a white woman. They then have a banter, and he leaves telling her he'll be back for his things. Robin is complaining to her dog, H.E., that she is spending New Year's Eve by herself for the first time. She kept talking about her married ex and his smoking problems, which became the reason why she dumped him. Plus, he's already married, which makes her his mistress. Gloria is in her house listening to the radio when Tarek tells her how he wishes she was out tonight, getting their dinners ready. Gloria tells him to get back home at a decent time. Gloria tells her son that his father is coming on Tuesday, to which Tarek responds aggressively. He mocks her about her intimate relations with his father, and that leaves him apologizing to her. The K107 radio keeps streaming New Year's melodies as the streets are bright in light. Savannah arrives to meet her date. She asks friends gathered around if she could sit for a while. They started gossiping about her and she left. Lionel approached her from behind and they went to dance intimately. Savannah thanked God while still in Lionel's arms as she exhaled. She was happily saying her prayers when his friend Denise showed up and started making a scene. Savannah leaves as it is obvious Denise isn't just a friend. In her hair salon, Oasis, Gloria is in a rush to give services. Her hairstylist Joseph begins to tell them about John leaving Bernie for a white girl and how she looked a mess when he saw her the other day. Gloria and Robin went to leave a message for Bernie. Bernie weeps listening to a voice message her friends left her in her messed up room. She got up, said goodbye to her kids as they went to school, and started to destroy their closet as she kept screaming about all John's done and all she's done for him. Then after she grabbed his clothes, she put them in his car and burned them all. She got back in her house, smoking cigarettes. Robin is dressed in lingerie as she waits for Michael to leave the bathroom. Michael, her colleague, is the total opposite of Russell. She doesn't want to get involved with him, but she is trying to force herself. They then share an awkward moment in bed, which leaves Michael asking her what she wants. She tells him she wants everything from a man. He tells her he's already found what he wanted, and they end up having an intimate moment in which Robin decides to get with him. Savannah went to visit Bernie. She was watching her wedding day video. They talk about their feelings over a glass of wine. Gloria, who was waiting on David, is hopeful he'll be generous and spend the night. But David hesitantly tells her that he's homosexual, and if his son wants to see him, he can come by where he's staying. On a fine sunny day, Bernie is out selling John's stuff with her kids. Savannah, in the meanwhile, is trying to make it work with Lionel, but everything about him is repulsing her except his body, which turns out to be a bad experience for her. In his office, John is having a meeting while Bernie stomps in and starts to assault the girl he left her for. He withdraws his money from the bank and he stubbornly tells her to sell the house for money. He offers her $300,000 cash and he tells her he will take the kids on Saturday. She tells him if he ever lets her kids get even closer to his new girlfriend, she's going to make him regret it for his life. Gloria walks in on Tarek with a girl and accidentally slips about David's homosexuality. They end up having a heated argument. Bernie talked with her lawyer regarding John and the money he took. She then went to Gloria and got her hair cut short. The girls are out enjoying a fine evening when Bernie starts dancing with Herbert, a married man. Gloria warns her about him, but Bernie insists he's harmless. Right at that time, Michael walks in with a new girl, and Robin gets upset, even though she fired him. Robin is in a car with Troy, who is a heavy smoker and who she only knows for 3 days, but claims to feel close to him. He takes her to his friend's place, which she doesn't feel a bit comfortable with. She tells him she wants to go, and she leaves. Savannah gets a voice message at her workplace from Kenneth, telling her he's leaving for a medical conference and hopes to see her. Her mom tells her to give him a chance. Even if he's married, there's a reason he's trying to reach her. Troy is trying to calm Mad Robin, inviting her over to his mom's house for a barbecue. Gloria and Bernie are out at the carnival discussing John's sources of income and her affair with Herbert. At their own houses, Robin is telling Savannah that Russell's been calling her and if she should go to the barbecue. As Savannah is trying to talk some sense into her, Russell calls and Robin invites him over. She hangs up on Savannah, lying about Russell's coming over. After a Sunday church service, John brings back the kids to Bernie and they exchange a bitter look. Goofy Troy is casually asking Robin what he'd tell his son and his family when she tells him she doesn't want to go to the barbecue because she doesn't like what they have. Soon she learns that he's drunk and he starts to throw fruits at her balcony. Gloria meets Marvin King when he moves across the street and welcomes him. She goes ahead and invites him to dinner at her place, but both decide it's better if she sends him a plate with Tarek. At the court, John gets the upper hand over Bernie, and he tells her she should have settled for the $300,000, as she tells him he won't get away with this. Bernie stayed late at a bar all alone for a drink, and a man named James came up and introduced himself, complimenting her and telling her he was married along the way. He tells her his wife is dying of breast cancer. He tells her Lauren is white and that he loves her. He tells her how much of a strong woman she is for dealing with what she's going through. He went to her room, and they spent the night together without anything else happening. Kenneth knocks on Savannah's door, and they take a walk as they catch up on what's happening in their lives. He looks like he's here to fix things with her, since he never mentioned anything about his divorce to her, but he tells her that he loves her. Savannah spends an intimate night with him. Gloria and Marvin with Tarek are goofing around in the backyard sharing a sandwich, where Tarek seems to enjoy Marvin's company. It's Gloria's birthday, and the girls are gathered in her house to celebrate with her. After lots of drinks, Bernie has a breakdown about John, and she decides to call him and talk to his new girlfriend. Robin takes the phone, talks to her, and hangs up. Deciding to light up the mood, the girls start to dance and talk about men. They fall asleep on the couch, feeling better after their drunk conversation. Savannah spends the night with Kenneth and decides to call her mom in the middle of the night, in which she sadly learns that her mom is running out of money. She made her promise to call her first when she was in trouble. Her mom tells her about Kenneth's divorce. Marvin King is in Gloria's house trying to make her believe in her son Tarek to go to Spain with his choir team. She argues that he sees him as a father figure and that he should try and make him change his mind. Robin was waiting for Russell when he came home from meeting his wife about their divorce. She suspects that he cheated on her, and he ends up scolding her and getting jealous about a call she received at a late hour. At Sunday church service, the pastor announces that Gloria has requested them to pray for Tarek, as he'll be leaving for a year to Spain with This Up With People choir. Tarek gets very happy. Robbins tells a relatable story to Savannah about a lady she knows who got an abortion after a man left her for his wife. She also told her that the lady was herself. Bernie is in her bedroom when her daughter brings her the mail. She read a letter from James telling her about his feelings and about his wife too. Her daughter kept asking the difference between words as she distractingly read on. In a cafe, Savannah was waiting for Kenneth when he got there late, saying his daughter got chickenpox. They have a heated argument when she confronts him about his plan to do the same as he did to his wife. She decides and walks out. He calls her mom and tells her what happened, crying. For that, her mom calls Savannah and scolds her, to which she gets mad and tells her she can manage her own life. On the other side, Bernie gets $1 million, ownership of 2 houses, stocks and bonds, and also a car from John due to a court order. She and John exchange a respectful handshake before she goes and celebrates her happiness with Savannah. Robin was sitting in her place when Russell came by and surprised her. He tells her he finally got his wife off his back and keeps on walking him, but she stops him and tells him he can't come in because she didn't invite him to. He saw she was reading a book on childbirth choices. She tells him she's pregnant with his baby and she's decided to keep the baby. When he starts asking what she wants him to do very aggressively, she tells him to disappear and tells him her baby doesn't need him to. He was about to knock on the door, but he changed his mind and left. Gloria shows up at Marvin's house and asks how he's been doing, but he keeps quiet. Noticing his silence, she apologized for shutting him out and started to leave. He asks her to come in, and she confesses that she feels lonely since Tarek left because he was the man in her life, her companion. She starts to cry over the fact that she's stopped dating for Tarek's sake. As she kept talking, Marvin sat down beside her and told her he loved her. Then they kissed. Listening to Roberta Flack, the ladies drove off to a beach for a campfire. It was New Year's Eve, exactly a year since when it all started. The man on the radio is streaming for New Year as the women get to the beach, drinking and dancing as the New Year's countdown starts. The movie ends as they happily hug and celebrate their New Year's and all theirs to come by the fire with soft music playing and fireworks exploding in the sky. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.